Hello and welcome back to Big Waffle Time.
Big Waffle Time.
I'm joined by David yet again. David, you want to say hi?
Hi.
Right, so start off by saying, geez, the support from last episode was...
It was a bit mad.
It was immense. I was getting DMs left, right and centre and shout outs. It was really, really good to see, and we're really thankful for that. So thanks for the support. Keep it up, keep it up. Also, if you do like these episodes, please do let me know if you haven't already, and give me some feedback and stuff like that, and we'll go from there. So this episode, what are we doing, David?
Doing films, just all things films.
We're going to be going through some films from last year, films from all time, and like different categories. So we'll kick things off by going through films from 2019.
2019.
We'll do our top 5.
Yeah.
Top 5 films.
Top 5.
You want to kick it off with your top 5?
Not when people say this. Like, there's films that I haven't watched. There's like Lighthouse film, other films like that, the Japanese one.
Well, should we do some honourable mentions first then, before we go into our top 5? Or should we do top 5 and then...
Top 5, yeah.
Okay, we'll start with top 5 then, go on. Right, what's that number 5 for you then?
Number 5?
Yeah, number 5. We'll go from 5 to 1.
Alright. Ad Astra.
Ad Astra, right. I'm not familiar with Ad Astra.
Science film. Science fiction film.
Right, okay.
Space film. There's a common theme with my top.
You like the space
films.
ones? You like the
space films.
Right, so what happens? Give me the plot summary.
So people get lost in space, and the sun comes to find them in space.
Like a family or?
Astronauts just in space.
Oh, okay,
And the sun, who's also an astronaut, goes to find them.
Okay.
In space.
Alright. We won't give anything away for anyone that wants to watch that.
It's just the main plot.
Why do you like it so much then?
The graphics, could I say, are amazing.
So
in the film.
So it's more like the video graphics.
But the storyline was also good, and it's just a good film.
Any plots and twists? You don't have to say, but are there any plots and twists?
It's just loads of action.
Alright, okay. Fair enough, that's very valid. So, my number 5 is very different from yours. I've gone from a different perspective, and mine is Yesterday.
I don't know much about this.
You don't know much about this? Okay, so basically, it's completely different. I don't really know the genre, because it's not really action or adventure. It's more like real life kind of thing. I guess it's... Yeah, okay, so basically this guy, he's just a normal dude. He likes singing, and one day he gets hit by a bus on a bike, and he wakes up from this like incident, and no one knows who the Beatles are. Yeah. Now I love the Beatles. I think most people love the Beatles, and it's like this whole movie about world without the Beatles, and this guy is like singing. He like relives as the Beatles, so he sings their songs, and it's just sick. It's just really cool, and there's only like 3 people in the world that actually know who the Beatles are. So yeah, I just think it's sick, the whole concept.
Yeah.
Like, could you imagine like what life would be like without some of the most influential people in the world?
Might have to give it a watch.
Definitely, I would. Right, what's your number 4 then, mate?
Action film. The rest of them are pretty much action. Far From Home, Spider-Man, big Spider-Man film.
That is a good movie. We watched that together.
Yeah,
didn't we?
good. It was a very good film. It was probably one of the best Spider-Man films.
It was. It was
one
of my favourite Spider-Mans.
That film London as well.
Yeah. I think the thing that did it for me was the plot twist. I won't give away what the plot twist was, but a certain character isn't who you think they are. Although if you read the initial comics and stuff like that, then you would know. But yeah, that film was great.
Yeah. Zendaya was also very good in it as well.
You like a bit of Zendaya, don't you?
Yeah.
David's got a fat crush on Zendaya.
No, I don't. No,
he does. Yeah, I think our picks are very biased, considering we are teenage boys.
No, it's not. It's just
we are sorry if we don't mention.
Good actor.
Okay, so I'll go my number 4. This technically is cheating because it didn't actually come out it didn't come out last year. It came out at the beginning of this year, but because there's...
Did it come out last year?
Did it?
Yeah, I think so. Like right at the end.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe it did then, but my 4 is 1917. Now, whether it came out in 2019 or not, this film was really good. We saw it recently.
Yeah, it was a good film.
Like, seriously, this film is immense. I think it's probably the best cinematic movie I've ever seen.
And it was a very plain and simple film. Like,
yeah, I mean, it's amazing because it was all shot in one take, wasn't it?
Pretty much, yeah.
I think the director did it to make it feel as if you were there.
Yeah.
So if anyone doesn't know what 1917 is, it's a movie about war basically, and these two boys have been given a mission by their like commanding officer or something like that.
Yeah, to go on a mission,
go across the no man's land,
deliver a mission.
Yeah,
deliver
like a message to the
Yeah.
1st Battalion or something like that, because they're about to go into a German trap, and it's just so interesting. And I think my favourite scene from that is when this soldier's just been knocked out, and he wakes up in like hostile German territories, and it's like demolished buildings everywhere, and these flares go up, and they just light the whole thing in like this bright light, and it looks so good. So yeah, I that's my number 4, just purely on cinematics. It was really clever film.
Yeah.
Your number 3 then?
Joker. Very good film.
Another good film.
Good actor. Very good actor in it.
Yeah. What's his name?
I don't know how to pronounce it.
How would you try and pronounce it?
Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah, we'll take that. All right. Give us a rundown of the Joker then, and why it's in your number 3.
Goes through the backstory of the Joker.
I like that because it wasn't like all this action packed, like fully action based, which you associate with the Joker when you first think of him. You think, oh, he's this massive crime lord. But I liked it because it focused on the mental side of things as well.
It's interesting because if another Batman film comes out, you kind of have to you feel sorry for him.
Yeah,
almost.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's good because you don't. Yeah, and I thought it was great the way they incorporated schizophrenia into it, and there's such a focus on mental health nowadays. It was really good. It was really good. That's actually yeah. Okay, so was that number 3 for you?
Number 3, yeah.
Okay, my number 3 is Star Wars. The Star Wars that came out last year. I can't actually remember what it was. It called the Last Jedi.
The Last Jedi.
The Last Jedi. Yeah. I'm a huge Star Wars fan, so for me this was always going to be my top 5. But I'm a little bit of a neat when it comes to Star Wars. I thought the way they tied the whole franchise together was really clever. In a way, some things had to happen. I won't give spoilers away. Some people had to die, which was a shame to see. But I like the way they incorporated all the character development into it. And I can't take anything away from the graphics and design from it, because it was just everything you'd want, to be honest. Did you see it or you didn't?
I didn't see it.
I'd give that a watch if I were you.
Yeah, I need to.
So yeah, number 3 for me is Star Wars. We're on to number 2 now, aren't you?
Yeah, I've already spoken about it. Let's not need to speak about it for long. But 1917.
So you've just chucked it further up.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's the same with me for number 2. I put the Joker.
Yeah.
So 2 for me, the Joker. Number 1 for you.
Endgame.
And that is also my number 1. Yeah.
I'm a big Marvel fan.
Me too. I don't think I'm quite on the Marvel level as you are. You literally know all the backstory, but this film was incredible.
It was a very good film.
We'll start by saying it was 3 hours long.
Which it could have been 4 hours.
It easily could have been. They did so well with it. You could see how much thought and time had gone into it, and that was clearly evident.
Yeah.
The backstory, it was just amazing, wasn't it? I don't think you could ask for more. What else could you ask for? Did you have any flaws from it?
No, it perfectly tied up the whole thing.
It really did. I thought it was great.
Yeah.
What was your best moment? What's the best bit about it, do you reckon?
It has to be the final battle when
that
they
was
all
amazing.
Well, everyone's seen it.
Out.
Everyone's seen it. If you haven't seen it, you're an idiot.
You need to go watch it, basically.
The scene when
don't forget, we've got different audience now. We've seen our stats. We've actually got some older people. If you are listening, welcome. I've got some family listening. Shout out to you.
The best moment was that whole part when Captain America picked up the hammer when he picked it up.
And it was proven that he was worthy. That was insane. I think there was a lot of fan base behind that, wasn't there? That kind of thought that might happen.
I remember when I was in the cinema and everyone started cheering. Yeah, because I watched it on release day.
I think with Avengers, there's such a community about it, isn't there?
Yeah.
But seriously, that film was
a very good film.
Flipping incredible. Shout out to Avengers. So go through your. So what my top 5 was 5 was Yesterday, 4 was 1917, 3 was Star Wars, 2 was The Joker, and number 1 was Endgame. Your top 5?
Ad Astra, Far From Home, Joker, 1979, Endgame.
Okay, so you've heard it from us. Let us know if you have any different opinions of last year's movie, plus 1917, whether that was actually last year or not. Shall we move on to, what do you call it?
Best film and genres.
Genres, that's the word, genres. We'll go on to genres. We'll start with drama. So, by the way, this is... We've tried to keep it fairly recent, so we haven't gone from any of the classics, but we're just doing all movies, pretty much, more or less in the last 10 years. So, drama, did I say first?
Yeah.
Oh, actually, no, we forgot to do some mentions for last year's movies. I'll quickly say that. So there were some movies that we didn't put in our top 5 that were also really good. I'll go from them quickly. So I had Jumanji. That was a really good movie.
Jumanji was a good film.
Frozen 2. We never watched that.
Why?
Did you watch it?
Special mentions for what?
Look, I'm just saying we have different audience now. Some people like Frozen 2. I never watched it. I never watched it, alright?
So are you sure about that?
If we have any 5-year-olds, they'll be fuming.
You definitely watched Frozen.
They would have been shouting at us saying, Frozen! Well, okay, I've mentioned Frozen 2. Captain Marvel was also another good one. Lion King.
Adaptation of it.
For me, that just about
it was a good film.
Missed out. That was a really good film. And Toy Story 4.
Toy Story, I didn't watch it.
I never got around to watching it, but apparently it was good. I might have to watch that. So yeah, there's just some mentions that we didn't come into our top 5. Right, back to genres. So drama. For me, I've put my favourite drama of all time is Saving Private Ryan. Now we've classified the war movies as drama.
Yeah.
But for me, this movie it's insane. Like, I love war movies, but I think this one's the best one. And there are some others like Dunkirk, 1917, as we've already mentioned, and Hacksaw Ridge as well, which was very close for me. But Saving Private Ryan, I think it's probably my favourite just because of Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
Arguably one of the best actors ever to walk the planet.
Yeah.
What about you?
Drama.
Yeah.
Non-stop. Liam Neeson.
Yeah.
It was a good film about hacking part of the plane and they're gonna blow up the plane and stuff like that.
What did you like about it the most then?
Just basically the storyline. It's all shot on a plane.
Is it? Yeah. Fair enough. Some other movies, drama movies that I didn't pick. Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah.
Did you ever watch that?
No, I didn't. But
about
really
Queen.
Good. Yeah.
I watched it. It was a phenomenal movie. I just prefer war movies, to be honest, but for me that was really good. Another one, 12 Years a Slave. I know a lot of people like that. Bit more educational, I think.
Yeah.
It's one of those movies that it's good to watch. It's good to find out about things that you aren't necessarily told about. But yeah, that was really interesting. Right, second genre. We're going to go for action.
Action.
You can start. Favourite action movie of all time?
Quite recent, 2018, is it?
So it's done well.
Kingsman: The Golden Circle.
Interesting. I think this will be quite a uncommon.
I'm a big Marvel fan.
Yeah.
But I could have Endgame in there, but Kingsman.
Kingsman must have liked
a very good film.
So tell me why. Tell me why you liked it so much, David.
British, so you can relate with it.
Mm-hmm.
Very good.
It's got a great accent.
Great acting. Sad moment in it.
All I liked as well is that when they picked him up, the actor, I can't remember his name. Do you remember his name?
No, I don't know.
When he wasn't like very well known.
Yeah.
And he was very good. He was very well.
Yeah.
I liked everything about the secret agency stuff.
Yeah.
I just like that. It's a bit James Bond-esque, isn't
it?
So what was your favourite? Let's go. What was your favourite scene from that?
Favourite scene in it? Even though it's a sad scene, it's a good.
Killed me.
Yeah.
So basically, there's this person. If you haven't seen it, one of the agents.
Yeah.
He's kind of mentoring. Would you say this other agent?
Yeah.
And he steps on this landmine. Or no, the other person steps on the landmine, and then
he sacrifices himself.
He sacrifices himself so they could live, and he starts singing "Country Roads." I liked it because it incorporated that comedy, but it was really sad moment. So that's a good one. Fair play. Not sure if I'd give it my favourite. I've said The Avengers as a whole. as a whole.
As a whole, alright.
Which is I find that surprising, considering you're more of an Avengers fan than I am. But I just love the Avengers. I think I get excited every time one movie comes out. I don't think you can't really pick apart. It's just Avengers, isn't it?
Yeah.
Another one. Yeah, another one I was thinking about. James Bond. I love James Bond. I've watched all of them. I have the whole box set. Love it. There's also a couple of others, but Deadpool. It's a good one, isn't it?
Deadpool. Yeah.
There's quite a lot, but we won't talk about them. So yeah, action for me is Avengers. Action for you is
Kingsman.
The Golden Circle. Actually, I forgot to mention the Golden Circle. My favourite bit is when he gets chucked up and turns into a burger. Is that Golden Circle?
Yes.
Yeah, that's weird. Anyway, next one. Family. We can call that a genre, can't we?
Yeah.
Not really for us, but I would say Up's my favourite.
Yeah.
I just love it. I just think it's so good. Like, it's such a cool movie. Other ones, Monsters Inc. Shrek was close to me. Gotta love Shrek. No. You hate Shrek.
I don't hate Shrek. It's just people hype up too much.
Shrek is amazing. I love Shrek. Donkey's a bit annoying at times, but you gotta love Shrek. Yeah, we'll just go over family. So, what else we got here? We have fantasy.
Fantasy.
What have we put for fantasy? Yeah, you go.
Fantasy of the Hobbit. The first Hobbit.
Great movie.
It was a very good film.
For me, I could never say I prefer The Hobbit to Lord of the Rings. I'm a classic guy.
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings were banging, but The Hobbit is fair enough.
The Hobbit, definitely.
Which one did you say again?
The first one.
Okay, if anyone hasn't seen that, then watch it. What would you say to convince someone to watch The Hobbit?
It's a long film, isn't it?
It is, I think.
But
yeah.
It's you want to watch it. If you start watching it, you will want to watch it.
I think it's just the whole thing about these creatures. Like, they...
Smaug.
Yeah. It's a great movie. What did I say? I said Harry Potter. As a whole,
Hobbit,
again. I could pick an individual movie, but I don't think there's a need. They're all so good. I think towards the end, they start getting worse. But I think that's just because I grew up watching them, which is weird. But yeah, Harry Potter for me, best fantasy movies. Some other mentions, Lord of the Rings, you said, The Hobbit. I love the Lord of the Rings movies. Yeah. They are so good. Ready Player One, I actually really enjoyed.
It's Back to the Future fantasy?
I don't actually know if you call... I think it's more sci-fi.
Yeah.
I think so. Back to the Future is legendary. I'll get onto that later. We'll get into the really big boys later. But so that's... Did you say you're sci-fi?
Sci-fi? We haven't done sci-fi yet.
Oh, we were on fantasy, weren't we?
Yeah.
You said you're fantasy. Okay, we'll go on to Disney. Similar to Family.
Similar.
But Disney's just iconic,
It's just the same thing, yeah.
What's your favourite Disney movie then?
Lion King. I didn't
love
watch
The Lion King.
many of them, apart from The Lion King.
So the newest one?
No, not the newest one, the original.
Oh, so you've seen all of them?
The original, yeah.
Which one's your favourite?
What, The Lion King?
Yeah, isn't there two?
Yeah,
Isn't there
two.
three? Is there three?
No.
There's two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it has to be the first one.
The first one.
Yeah.
Original.
Yeah.
Yeah. Quality movie.
Did you say Arsene Wenger?
I did say Arsene Wenger.
Oh.
We're not getting into football. That'll be another podcast. I feel like we're narrowing our listeners here.
Yeah.
Narrowing down, but we don't want to do that. Right. So we did fantasy. What are we on now? Disney. I say that my favourite Disney film is Wall-E. Purely because I always watched it when I was younger. I remember in primary school watching Wall-E all the time. I don't know if I actually did watch it in primary school all the time. If you're from my primary school, please let me know. I don't know if I did, but I might have. Other Disney movies that I love: Big Hero 6.
Big Hero 6. That was a good film.
Really good actually. Yeah. There's others. There's tons of Disney movies. Toy Story. Are you a Toy Story fan?
Toy Story.
I think with Toy Story, you either love it or you hate it.
I mean, I've watched it. Wouldn't say.
So you wouldn't say it's that great. It's your. I think I'm with you. I think it's. Yeah, it's all right, but not brilliant. What's sci-fi? We'll go sci-fi. We'll do the big one. What are you saying?
Star Wars: Attack of the Clones.
Me too. I'm with Star Wars, hands down.
Only watched it recently.
That's because of me.
Yeah.
I got David into Star Wars because I was like, it is too good to not watch.
Good.
And we sat down and we watched
We watched
pretty much all of the classics in like 3 days.
Yeah.
And He loved them. So that's mine as well. Star Wars, my favourite sci-fi.
Same one, yeah.
You said Attack of the Clones.
Attack of the Clones.
I said Return of the Jedi. So Star Wars fans.
Is that the third one?
Return of the Jedi is the last one of the classics. So it's when Luke is a Jedi Master and he's fighting Darth Vader. Oh, yeah. And then Darth Vader ends up killing Palpatine.
I hate Darth Vader.
Well, we think killing.
I hate Darth Vader.
You hate him?
Yeah.
But you like Anakin? You loved Anakin?
Yeah.
Although he stole your girl. David's also got a crush on Padme.
No,
he also,
stop,
when we were watching, he wouldn't shut up about Padme.
Stop
I want to kiss
Padme.
Padme.
Stop saying this. I didn't say that. That never happened.
It did happen. Anyway, some other sci-fi movies that deserve mention. Avatar,
yeah.
I thought that was quite a revolutionary movie, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Just the graphics. I think that was one of the first, like, groundbreaking graphic movies. It was mental. And for me, The Martian.
The Martian
is a really good sci-fi movie.
Yes, it was.
I really like that. 7. Well, not 7. Why did I just say that? Why did I just say that? Why I just said that? Okay, we'll move on to the next category, horror. For me, I don't watch many horrors, so I'll remain fairly indecisive about this one. But you can let us know what your favourite horror movie is.
Most of them just, they're all right, but they aren't that good. You got Get Out.
I've heard of that. Yeah.
Get Out was
probably
the best one. Daniel Kaluuya.
Yes, he's really good actually.
Very good
His
actor.
eyes are very big.
Yeah.
I like him.
And Annabelle. They're the two main horror films.
Like I said, I haven't listened. I haven't watched many.
What about A Quiet Place?
Yeah, that's the only one I've watched recently. So for me, I'd have to say AQuiet Place. We watched that on your birthday.
Oh dear.
It wasn't great.
There's no words. There were 7 words said in the film.
Yeah, there wasn't many words.
No.
Was there? They're very interesting. Anyway, next, I think have we done all?
Done with the categories.
I think we have.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's categories done. So let us know if you disagree with any of those categories. What would you do? We haven't done a comedy one.
Comedy.
But do you have any comedy films you want to talk about?
No.
The only one I would say is I Love Shaun of the Dead. Do you know what that is?
No.
It's a ridiculous movie. It doesn't make any sense, but it's just absolute quality.
No, I don't
it's
watch
about
comedies.
this town that just goes. Everything's like crazy and it doesn't make sense at all. But I'd say that if you're a Shaun of the Dead fan, then I'm with you. Right. So moving on from categories, we'll end off with our top 5 movies of all time. Of all time. So these movies for us cannot be contested. So you want to go for your number 5?
Black Panther.
Haven't mentioned that actually at all yet, have you,
No.
Black Panther? Which is surprising because he wouldn't shut up about it when it first came out.
Black Panther, obviously being mixed race.
Yep.
My guy, King T'Challa.
King T'Challa?
Oh, it's such a good film.
What a legend. Talk to us about it.
Black, just black.
Very black.
Very black.
I mean, I'm not going to say anything because I'm not black. Not remotely black. But come on, give us some more juice on Black Panther. Why do you like it? What is it about it?
First black superhero. He has his own country that no one knows about.
And
Which
is the legendary
Wakanda. Wakanda.
Yeah.
Just and then goes into the Avengers.
So you like that? You like how they incorporated into the Avengers?
Then finally comes into Endgame.
Yeah.
That's that scene in Endgame when he was the first one to come out.
Sexy. Another thing I liked about Black Panther was the soundtrack, which is weird. But for me, one of the best soundtracks, along with Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, that had a really good soundtrack as well.
Also, Black Panther, the Killmonger, it's one of the only villains that I actually like. Like, you want to like him.
Why's that?
I don't know why, but you just want to like him.
Interesting. Yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
What's the actor that plays him again?
Michael B. Jordan.
Yes, he's so good. He is really good.
He's a good actor.
He's really good. I think him and the actor that plays King T'Challa together were really good.
Chadwick Boseman.
Yeah,
they
I
played
think
well
they were
together.
really good. I liked their little fight they had.
Yeah.
I also liked the guy that was like the other. He was in charge of the other like tribe.
Oh, I
Do
don't
you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, no, I don't know.
I like that character a lot.
The funny guy when they break him out when he was locked up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also like the technology they use.
Yeah, that
good, was cool.
Can't wait for Black
The
Panther
whole thing
2.
about vibranium.
Black Panther 2, 2021.
2021. We've got to wait a little bit, but I'm sure it'll be worth it. So my number 5, we've already talked about. I'm going to mention it again. I've put Endgame in there.
Endgame.
I've just stuck it in there, you know. I think it deserves it because of
the
effort it went into. I'm surprised you haven't put it in.
I haven't put it in there.
Bit of a spoiler. He hasn't. But yeah, I just thought stick it in there because I liked it a lot, as you can tell. Right, give me your number 4.
Number 4, Kingsman. Come back
So
up.
another
Kingsman
one we
Golden
talked
Circle.
about.
Yeah.
You've stuck it in your fourth spot.
Fourth.
But yeah, fair enough.
I've actually surprised myself. I don't know how I've done that.
You have. I'm surprised.
Black Panther should be 4th.
He's debating it. You're going to swap him? You're going to last minute swap him?
I'm not sure.
Why don't you leave them on a level? 4/5 for both of them.
4/5.
They're on a par.
Yeah.
4 for me. I briefly talked about it, but I've gone with The Martian.
The Martian.
Do you remember this movie?
Yeah, I remember it.
So it's about a guy. For anyone that doesn't know, it's about a guy that goes into Mars. Well, he's in Mars. The movie starts off with this guy in Mars, and he's joined with his crew. And then there's this. I just loved the like technology behind it because you start off and they've created this whole like system, and they're living on Mars successfully, and all of the science made sense, which is what I liked about it. But basically, there's a storm coming on Mars, and they need to get off. They need to get off the planet. So they do, but the character, which is played by Matt Damon, who I love, he's one of my favourite actors.
Oh, I remember this film now.
Quality. Yeah. He gets impaled by like a satellite or something like that, blown in the wind. So he's left behind. And then this whole movie is about him trying to survive on Mars with little food. So he has to grow his own. He has to like repair the building after it like half blows up. He needs to figure out a way of building a spaceship with the resources he has. And like I said, I liked it because it all scientifically made sense. It wasn't like not possible. Yeah, I just thought it was really clever. And that's why I stuck it in at number 4.
Would you move to Mars?
Would I move to Mars? If it was safe to, then yeah, probably. I don't see why not. The situation on Earth would have to get very dire for that to happen. But the way things are going nowadays, looks like it might not be out of the question. Right, number 3 then for you.
Number 3, Back to the Future 2.
Yes.
Future.
What do you call it when there's 3 of them?
Trilogy.
Can't remember. Trilogy. What
yeah.
a trilogy. Probably the best trilogy there is.
Yeah.
I just love them so much. Why have you gone with 2 specifically?
Am I right in saying that's the one they go to the future, right?
Were they? Did they go to the future? Yeah. In 2 they definitely go to the future. But did they not go to the future in all of them?
No.
Did they go to the past in the
They go to the
one?
past.
I think the third one's the worst one. That's about the Wild
past,
West.
Future, and then there's another one.
The third one's about the Wild West.
Yeah. Then the first one's the past, then the future.
Yeah. So I've put Back to the Future in my second spot.
Which one?
The second one as well.
Second one, yes. It was definitely
so you've put it in 3, I've put it in 2. It is a quality movie. Legendary actors. Doc Emmett Brown, the character. Quality. Can't remember his name. Also, I can't remember the other person's name, which Dad's going to kill me for. How can I not? He's amazing. He's got Parkinson's actually now, but he's really good. So good. I love the whole series. I think it's really good considering when it was made.
When was it made?
It was made quite a while ago.
Yeah.
In the 1900s, definitely.
Yeah.
20th century. But yeah, it's just really good. Just generally really good. Can't really say much else. So my third one is Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah.
You recognise that, right? We watched it together, didn't we? I'd seen it before, but I told David about it and we watched it. Classic movie. You've probably heard of it. If you haven't, then it's about this this guy who's falsely accused and is sent to prison, and he meets this other guy in the prison called, I can't remember his name, but he's played by Morgan Freeman, another top quality actor.
Yeah.
Such a good actor he is. He's been in so many movies now. But yeah, he meets this guy, and eventually he starts picking up all the things in prison, and he actually eventually escapes by it's really clever.
It's really clever.
It's like very in depth the way he does it. But basically, he hides like things inside of a Bible. Remember, he cut out the shape,
open the Bible,
and then he had this tiny little hammer, and he slowly but surely chiseled away at the wall.
Yeah.
And had the wall covered up by a poster. It was so clever, and I just think that's a quality movie. To be fair,
Good film.
so that's in at my number 3. What's your number 2?
James Bond Skyfall.
Great movie.
Well, James Bond as a whole, but Skyfall's the best
James
one.
Bond.
Yeah.
I'm actually surprised I didn't put it in my top 5. I would probably be inclined to swap it out for Endgame.
Yeah.
James Bond. I lived my whole childhood watching James Bond with my dad. I remember one summer we bought the whole box set of all of them. We watched them all in that summer.
Yeah.
Starting from Doctor No all the way through to like Casino Royale. It was back then. But yeah, James Bond. It was so unique at the time, wasn't it? This agent going on all these missions. I love how they've all got a similar pattern, but they're also different in their own way. And really, recently they've completely changed the game. The graphics. What have you got to say then? Why Skyfall?
Skyfall. The way it was filmed is very good. Judi Dench is a character as well.
By the director of 1917.
Yeah.
So again, the cinematics
Common
were
scene,
insane. I like the scene where the whole house is on fire.
Yeah.
And she's at the back. Q. Is that Q?
Q?
M.
M.
M's at the back. Q's the tech guy, isn't he?
Q? I don't know.
There's a letter for the tech guy.
Is there?
That's what I love about James Bond. My favourite things about James Bond is when he gets to try out all the new gadgets.
Yeah.
They're so cool. And the car. He always gets a new Aston Martin,
It's probably why I like Kingsman as well.
It's just cool.
Gadgets,
like gadgets, isn't it?
Yeah.
Everyone wants to be an agent, don't they? MI5 and stuff. But yeah, that's a very valid number 2 spot. My number 2, I already mentioned, Back to the Future 2. It's my number 2. So I don't have to talk about that again, but yeah, just a great movie. Right, number 1 spot. So, David, would you like to reveal your number 1 movie of all time?
Might surprise people. Apollo 13.
Apollo 13. Talk to me about it.
About a failed mission to the moon.
Yeah.
And people, they went into space, obviously, and they had to turn back because of the fault with the rocket.
Yeah.
They went back, and then everyone was like happy because they got back safely. And it was a very revolutionary film at that time. It was like 1995-ish.
That's quite a while ago,
It's just the storyline as well in that film is very good. Tom Hanks as well in that film.
Quality actor.
He
changes any movie, doesn't he?
Yeah,
fair enough. So cinematics were good, yeah?
Cinematics were good, yeah.
And the whole storyline.
Yeah.
It's based on a true story as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course it is. I don't know why I said that as if it wasn't. But I like when movies are based on true stories because you can relate to it, can't you? And it's also educational in a way.
Yeah.
Fair enough. So that's your number 1. We're going to my number 1. Again, a bit boring. I've already mentioned it. But I'm a geek. I'm a nerd. Based off my dad, so cheers, Dad, for that. But I'm gone with Star Wars. Star Wars for number 1.
Which one?
Return of the Jedi, like I said before.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine life without Star Wars. I think I've watched them about 4 times each movie. They're so good. I can't explain it. If you haven't seen Star Wars, you're probably not the type of person to be persuaded by some guy on a podcast, whether you know me or not, but seriously watch them because they're so good. Like, I love them. Anyway, that's my number 1.
Very different.
Yeah, very different. Should we go through it from 5 to 1? So my 5 to 1 is I'm actually going to change my number 5. I said Endgame. I'm going to go with James Bond. So 5's James Bond, 4 is The Martian, 3 is Shawshank Redemption. 2 is Back to the Future, the second one. And number 1 is Star Wars Return of the Jedi.
Mine's actually, it's going to be Kingsman at number 5.
Yeah.
Then Black Panther number 4. 3 Back to the Future 2. 2 James Bond's Skyfall is the best one, and then Apollo 13 is the best movie of all time.
There you go then. We've talked about a lot of movies.
Lots of films.
If you enjoyed that, then let us know. If you want us to do more movie-based podcasts, also let us know.
Yeah.
Or if you want us to do anything, let us know. So get in touch if you have any suggestions of what you want to hear. Hope you enjoyed. Anything to say, David?
Padme.
He's on about Padme again. All right, we'll leave you to it. Thanks for listening, and see you next time.
Imagine if Padme was played by Zendaya.
Literally every time I try and cut it. Right, see you later.